Hi, this is the help video for Chapter 8, Problem Solve 2. I'm working on step number 5. And so on this step, we have to switch over to our transactions table database. Transactions database. Because what we're going to do is we're going to build a query in transactions that's going to append records from the purchase table in transactions to the purchase table in music store. Okay, so we have to find that transactions database that you downloaded. If you didn't download it, you need to go back to My IT Lab and download it. We're going to open it. And enable it. And so let's just take a look at what we have here. So there's two tables, a purchase and a table purchase detail, which we're going to do in step 6. So if we look at table purchase, that's got a purchase date, a customer, and an employee, customer ID and employee ID. Okay. I'll close that out. So what do we want to append? Looks like we want all of the records. So let's create a query in design view, add in purchase. So right now it's just a select query. Purchase date, customer ID, employee ID. So if I look at this data, the answers, I have 33 records, right? So let me just make sure. Enable the content, appends the data from the table purchase in transaction to the table purchase in music store. Okay, so all we need to do now is change it to an append. The table name that, I like to, since we're going to another database, I like to pick that other database first. So I'm going to say another database, and then I have to browse. I need to find where I have the music store that we're working on. Okay, so you want to find music store that you're actually working on. So mine was in my downloads. Once I have that database selected, I can come up to the table and pick which one I am sending it to in the music store. So I'm saying from the transaction table, send these 3 fields to the purchase table in the music store. I'm going to go ahead and say OK. I'm going to run it. I'm going to append 33 rows. And that's good. So then I can close that without saving because we're done. We exported them. Okay. So the next thing that I can do is, so that's number 6. Oh, that's number 5. And then let's look at number 6, and then we'll go look at all of our records. Okay. Well, actually, let's go look at this one. So if we go over to music store, right? So this is our music store. If I look at purchase, those records that I just exported should be listed here. Okay. So right now I have 66 records in the purchase table, which is correct. So now I need to go back over to my transaction table. I'm going to create a query in design view. So this one I'm going to create that takes the records from the purchase detail table in transaction and send it to the purchase details in the music store. So I want purchase details this time. Right. We want all the fields. If I look at it, I've got 125. So I want to change this to an append. I'm sending it to another database, so I click there. I browse. I find my file, Downloads Music Store. Then I come up and I pick the table name, Purchase Detail. Okay. I'm going to run it. 125 rows. Okay. So now if I go back to my music store and I look at my purchase detail, I'm up to 250, right? So all of the records are there. We can then go back to transaction, and I don't believe we need to save this one either. So we're going to close that. No, close that, and we're back in our music store. All right, thank you.